This video is going to give you a really simple, basic, high-level overview of the Salesforce report builder. There's so much you can do with it, and it's quite a complex tool, but there's also a lot you can do with it with some simple, minimal knowledge, and I'm going to show you those basics in this video. To access the report builder, a lot of the apps that you might use might already have reports built in as a tab for the app, but if you can't see it, just click on the app launcher and then type in reports, and then you'll be able to select it from there. If you can't find it in the app launcher, then that means your profile probably does not have the reporting permissions, and you need to speak to your Salesforce administrator to ask whether you're supposed to be able to access reports, and if you are, then why you can't. So click on reports, and it'll bring up a list of current reports in your org that you have access to. From there, this is a Trailhead Playground org, so there's nothing available, but if I want to create my own new report, I'll click on New Report in the folder over here. There's a variety of standard reporting templates that are built for the standard Salesforce objects. But if you have some custom objects in your org, then you'll need to create some report templates for those as well. That's not covered in this video. Just going to work with some standard reporting templates to show you how they work at a high level. This screen will show up, which shows you all the different report types currently available to you. There's lots of different categories based on your standard and custom objects. So you can see I've currently got all reports selected, so we're seeing all of them. But if you've got quite a large number of reports in your org, this is an easy way to narrow them down. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to do a report based on opportunities. So I'm going to select opportunities, and you can see here some custom reports have already been created to help you get a specific view of the opportunities in your org. I'm just going to choose the generalized report around opportunities, so then we can customize it based on our own preference. Now I'm going to click Start Report. You can see here the opportunity name. So firstly, I'm going to say New Report. You'll be able to name that whatever you wish. And the two main areas that you edit with a report are here in terms of what fields you want to display and how you want them organized, and then the filters. So the filters is very important. This sort of dictates which records appear in your report. So this is where you say, I want records that are opportunities. And then from there, you can use all sorts of different criteria to narrow down the records that display. So at the moment, you have to have some kind of date. So I could choose that to all time, or close date, current financial quarter. So at the moment, if I choose that, then it's just going to say, show me all opportunities that have closed in this current financial quarter, and then any status, all probability. That's going to give me quite a narrow one because I'm related to this quarter, but you can then open up your date range and get a broader picture of your opportunity records. I might try and change this to all time. Get one in terms of created date, apply. If I now refresh my screen, so now this is probably as broad as I can go. So I'm going to see all opportunities created in all time, of any status, and of all probabilities. So if I want to firstly then narrow that down to, I guess, current opportunities that are still being worked on, then I would work on the status. So I can say only show me open opportunities. So that's a good way to filter quickly for only those that are open. Or for some reason, you might want to see only those that are closed. So I'm going to filter based on that. And you can then see, all right, this has narrowed it down to about half the amount, a bit less for those that are currently open. If we want to add some further criteria to filter this report, we just start to search for it in the filter here. So you can basically select any field on the opportunity object and use that field as a filter in the report. So for example, if we want to add a stage, we can show all in the stage, or we can select specific stages. In this case, I'll just select all because I don't want to narrow it down too much. We've only got very limited records in this. And the beauty is, as you add further, equals, I'll say contains the letter A just for fun. But as you add further things, you can add custom filtering to really get more dynamic and more complicated. So for example, we can say add filter logic, and then we can say 1 and 2, or 1 or 2. So if you want to show all opportunities that have this criteria or this criteria, it'll show you both in one group. Or you can say, I only want to see opportunities where this is true and this is true. So you can get quite complicated and convoluted logic there if you're not careful. It's definitely an object that you have. So I'm not going to muck around with the filtering anymore, but that is one of the main things you've got to edit in a report is the filtering. Next, I'm going to click on the outline tab here, and I'll just refresh my report. So from the outline, you can choose which fields are displayed in your report. So I can just X any of these that I don't want to see, and it'll get a little bit simpler. Just refresh. So that's going to simplify the report. If I want to add new fields, I can just search for it here and start typing in the field name. Or if you want to see all fields that are available, you can press this little arrow here, and then it'll show you every single field which is available for you to add into your report. So you can see I've got opportunity fields, I've got opportunity owner fields, I've got account fields. So it's bringing in all sorts of related information that might be useful in my report. So that's how many things you can add there. And now the last thing, which is really important, is the ability to group rows. So this is a very powerful feature. So you might say, I want to see all my opportunities and I'll see them grouped based on what stage they're in. So I can get this stage field and drag it up to the top. I get my stage selector to work. All right. If I now refresh that, it's going to organize all those rows by stage. And we'll see how many are in each stage. So it's calculating now. You'll then see all the stages lifted. So we've got stage prospecting, which opportunities fall in that stage. 111 gives you a count 3 in that stage, 1 in that stage. And you can then add a further grouping under that up to 3 layers. So you can do some really useful categorizing and grouping based on those groupings. That is the real core basics I wanted to cover. There's so much we can cover and we will cover in future videos, but that's a super basic overview. From there, we can save the report and run the report. You can also add charts so that it automatically has some simple graphic representations of the data in the report. But that is a simple overview of how to build a report, how to filter it, how to choose your fields to get you going with Salesforce. I hope that helps.